The goal of this video is to understand the history behind the Jeppe Street Post Office and the secret it keeps, which I will reveal during the course of this video. Stay tuned. Construction work on the foundations of the six-story building started early 1932 and was finished in 1935. Today, the Jeppe Street Post Office is known as Jeppe Street Post Mall and is owned by Affordable Housing Company, also known as AFCO. The building was converted into a retail space and the upper floors were turned into residential apartments. The building still has its connections to the past, like the frescoes, the mailboxes, and the whole 1930s Art Deco decoration. This post office has 15,000 PO boxes, only a few thousands of which are currently occupied, including one box that is reportedly still used by the Oppenheimer family. You can visit the building yourself and see how amazing it is. Underneath the building exist several legends about the sub-city beneath the largest metropolis in South Africa. So many stories and myths on the underground tunnels, including that they ran from Constitution Hill to the old police station, that they were part of the old apartheid regime, and according to rumors, prisoners were transported underground in these tunnels. In reality, the Jeppe Post Office, which served as the main Joburg postal depot after it was built in 1935 as a now defunct conveyor belt system that moved mail through underground tunnels, linking it to Park Station and other post office around the city. These tunnels still exist, and the Johannesburg Development Agency is working on a plan to redevelop them for pedestrian use. According with our research, the tunnels go underneath Rotunda, Jeppe and Reseek post offices, Park Station. In platform 13 you will find an entrance, Constitution Hill, etc. Until now the whole network hasn't been discovered and still is unknown. According with some sources, the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, PRASA, is the official custodian of the system, and they didn't know about the tunnels existed. And other sources say that the problem with the Johannesburg tunnels is that there is no agreement on who owns them. The ownership is unclear, and this is a fact reiterated by the Johannesburg Development Agency, which is the city's real estate developer. For the total revamp of the tunnels, an amount of about 30 million rand is needed to turn them into an heritage shrine, where people can enjoy them as green public spaces. The engineers who worked on some of the problematic Gautrain tunnels were doing a viability study on October 2016 called Sub-City, to turn the tunnels into a touristic attraction that would connect various areas and tourist attractions across the inner city. The feasibility study could take about 18 months. The engineers will be looking at waterproofing the tunnels if necessary, and as well as their structural and safety viability. The tunnels are currently full of water. The situation, when came out in 2016, created a lot of buzz on international news outlets all over the world, including Chinese, French and German TV stations. Mr. William Price Rosser was the engineer of the project and was born in Wales. He studied engineering at the London University and worked on the mines in Wales for some time before moving to Johannesburg. He was district engineer for the former Johannesburg City Council and helped design, among many others, the Orlando Power Station, as well as Arrow Road and its bridge, which was renamed Slovo Drive. He was responsible for all the road building projects in Johannesburg. Price Rosser died in 1983. According with some heritage reports, referred the tunnel's cost as a total of £170,000 at the time and used 15,750 tons of concrete. There was also a section of the tunnel called Parcels and Baggage, which was 940 meters long and cost £71,000 to build. And then a section called Signals, which was 640 meters long. Other sources mention the tunnels were built at the cost of 800,000 rand between the GP Street Post Office and the former Harrison Street Post Office, to which was a postal distribution hub, and continued to Park Station, where the mail was dispatched to various destinations. They ran under the railway tracks to different platforms. Letters and parcels were moved on a conveyor belt between various points and ejected through a shut system onto the trains, and were then transported to postal ships waiting at Table Bay Harbor, with 33,000 bags of letters handled weekly between 3 a.m. and 11 p.m. The tunnels were closed in 1956 when Park Station had to be expanded. So far, about 3 kilometers of tunnels have been found, but it is suspected there could be more. A lot of work has to be done to the tunnels to make them usable and safe, including the removal of storm water which is currently flooding them. In the interim, the entrance to the tunnel will be temporarily closed off for security reasons. In addition to increasing pedestrian mobility between the two sites, more ambitious proposals for the tunnels include creating an underground museum or an underground park similar to the Low Line in New York City. Meanwhile that we are expecting this beautiful project to happen, I will leave you guys some photos of the tunnels in New York. And we hope that those ideas will be implemented here in Johannesburg. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you next week here in LivinginSAtv. Bye!